what's up you guys, this is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, we will be revisiting Chroma. Now, as you guys can see, I'm in a little bit of a different spot, because I have some issues about Chroma that I feel it is necessary to talk about. One of the big reasons, no, don't get me wrong, I love Chroma. I love Chroma, and I know in a recent video I pit him up against Mesa, and I was like, Mesa's the winner, but it does not mean that I do not love me some Chroma action. You guys know I love all of them brawler frames. It's a lot of fun. I love smacking people in the face and being really, really tanky. The only thing, did I get it? No. The only thing about it is, I'm gonna be, quite real with you guys. I feel like there is something about Chroma, and I don't know how to put this. And you guys, please correct me if you feel like I'm wrong, if I'm out of place, if maybe the stereotype isn't true, or maybe if I've made the stereotype up in my head. But there is something about Chroma players where they insist on telling you how you should play Chroma, what mods to put into Chroma. It doesn't feel like they're helping at any point in time. It almost feels like they're saying, look at how big my Epeen is. You need to play like me because my Epeen is so massive. Like, look at it. And that is one of the big things that absolutely turns me off about Chroma. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go ahead and play what I feel is a pretty challenging group of enemies. We're all sitting at 145. I've got nullifiers, I've got gunners, I've got bombards, all kinds of folks up in the mix right now, like some of the most challenging. And I want to let my build speak for itself and let it just be itself. And then I'll show you the build and I'll show you the colors and all of that. But I feel it necessary to go through all of this firsthand, and you're gonna see my tryhard face too, so it might not be pretty. Now, when I find that with the build that I'm specifically running with Chroma, the biggest issue that he has is with nullifiers. Like, they fucking hurt like a brick. They are the most painful out of everything else that we see. I don't care about bombards, I don't care about heavy gunners, I don't care about none of this shit, but those nullifiers, they can take some big hits out of me, and I'm like, oh, bitch, that hurts. Now, as you can see, I'm pretty much just standing in the center. I'm not really doing too much to try to take cover, so any hits, like that, any hits that come after me just basically, you know, get me. There's one asshole, like, I was not, no, I was like, I could have sworn there was like one person, but maybe the procs ended up getting him or something. I don't know, but we got a couple seconds left on this. So let me dodge out of the way and do a little refresh. Boom! Oh, I thought I was going to bounce that back at you, but I guess not. However, as you can see, at level 145, with this mix of enemies, I am doing just fine. And you know, I picked all of the heavy units and I tossed in some nullifiers in there, which, like I said, is the biggest challenge to this build. Like, I don't know why, but I mean, I guess I can't say I don't know why, but like, level 145 snipers really tend to hurt you. Surprise! But yeah, so, I mean, you're not going to be fighting these kind of enemies every single day. God, that reload speed feels super long and just painful, doesn't it? But yeah, you're not going to be fighting 145s every single day. So, clearly, for the majority of the content that I'm going to be fighting, this build is totally fine. And I'm going to put this out as a challenge in the specifically in the comment section. And, you know, I'm going to delete some comments too, just to let y'all know. But I will leave a pin in there if someone has violated the truth and the trust of all of this. Like I said, I feel like people always try to impose their builds. And as you can see, the build that I use works just fine for survival. I've even got the Haruto on there as an option, so I might, you know, feel like using the Strun Wraith or something. I've got some variability in it. So here's the challenge. I do not want anyone to leave any kind of build recommendations. Let it be known, I didn't ask for your build recommendations. I'm not looking for build recommendations. I am discouraging you from leaving build recommendations. Now, usually this is a bit more of a conversation. I'm like, you know, fine, whatever, no big deal. But I'm not asking for it. I don't want it. I'm not looking for it. I'm putting that out there into the universe right now. I'm happy with what I have. My Epeen is as big as I feel like my Epeen should be. I like this. You don't have to like it. I didn't ask you. Okay, future Rob here. I can already sense it in the wings. I totally forgot to show you guys my Arcanes, because Arcanes kind of do make a pretty big difference when it comes to this build. In fact, it can, with Chroma, it pretty much is one of the big things that makes him invulnerable. So let's take a quick look at that, because I know I'm gonna get heat if I don't look at it. So this one is, I actually have Arcane Grace on this one. So that's the health regeneration one. And then on the back, I have the Arcane Barrier, which restores all shields. I'm pretty sure it's Arcane Barrier. I do want to try out like Arcane, I think it's like Regeneration or something. And that one, it's almost like Arcane Grace, where it restores your health gradually. But I want to see, and I kind of want to test those two out. But honestly, I got like 226 plat, and I haven't run a raid in a while, so probably not anytime soon. Anyway, I'm gonna throw it back to past Rob. Bling! It was funny because somebody actually messaged me the other day with a Loki build. All right, let's talk about this real quick. A Loki build. I've been playing Loki since I goddamn started. He was like, if you would like, I could help you out with your mixed build because I've got one that's objectively better. And I'm like, no thanks. You know, I was just like, no thank you. I've been playing for a long time. I like my build. I don't feel, it necessary to change anything up. And then he went, well, my build has this many more, this percentage of this stat, and this percentage of that stat, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, boo, I didn't ask you. I already told you, did not ask. And yet, he felt it necessary to like, go, because you could see that comment and just be like, all right, I'm done. He said he didn't want it. But he came back, and he was like, well, actually, my build. I'm like, I didn't ask about your build. And, he gave me the stats and the percentages of his build, and he was like, it's objectively better. I was like, it's objectively better, like, overall, or it's objectively better in the statistics that you feel are worth it to you? Because for me, I like a little bit of survivability, and I like a little bit of efficiency, and I can damn well tell you by those stats that I'm looking at right now, that you traded in some survivability and some efficiency for the rest of your build. And I'm like, boo, I didn't ask, did not care, did not want, please leave it alone. And I feel like Chroma kind of feels like he's within that same world. Like there's this strange machismo that people feel it necessary to like show you their Epeen and impose their Epeen on you. And I'm like, boo, don't care. I'm not in the mood. Like if I wanted your help, I would ask for it. I don't. So please leave me the hell alone. And I don't know, do you guys run into the same kind of issues? Like, what do I want to bring something different? Or do I just kind of want, let's just go with this. I am public, right? Yes, I am public. So I didn't bring my cat. Do I have time? No, I don't have time. No, I didn't bring my cat. I wanted to leave my cat out. Because just so that you guys knew, it wasn't a cat thing that was making me powerful. It was just Chroma being Chroma, because he's dope. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening, because I feel like the very same thing is happening with the Nidus community. Like, there's a group of, and I don't know if it's like male tanky Warframes that kind of harbor this Epeen measuring issue. I don't know if that's the case, but I definitely feel like it's there for Chroma. I definitely feel like there's one growing for Nidus, and it's really very, very frustrating and like very, oh, I need more energy. Come on, somebody hit me? No, it's okay. I'm all right then. I'm all right. I didn't need you after all. But yeah, so that's, ooh, the lag. This laggity lag does not, oh, no energy. God, it's just like a no energy moment for me, huh? Okay, oh, someone popped a little thingy over there because he was having a no energy moment too. It's alright, boo. It's alright, boo. I understand. We're all allowed to have no energy moments. It happens to the best of us. Ooh, snap that neck. Oh, you're a bitch. Come back here. No, come here. You're mine. But yeah, that's the thing that kind of sucks though, is because I feel like the community almost like mildly tainted him for me. which is really, really sad, because I'm like, you guys maybe just need to take a chill pill and let people enjoy what they enjoy. Now, if they ask for your help, if they die, you know, if they're finding themselves dead in missions a lot, you know, help them out. You know, ask them if motherfucker, I could have had him. I could have had him. Stop. No. Yeah, it's kind of like, if they're asking for help, if they're curious for help, please offer them help. There's no big deal about that. But don't, you know, it's not necessary for you to impose your quote-unquote help on somebody who does not need it, nor wants it at the same time. Let's be real. There you go. That's one thing that I love about playing the operator, is like, you just knock everybody fucking everywhere, and that just makes me happy in my soul. Like, that's how playing the game should feel. It shouldn't feel like everybody's consistently criticizing you over your build or whatnot. Now, as for Chroma himself, now let's leave the dirtiness of what I perceive to be a part of the Chroma community, and please, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. If that's not something that you run into, if that's not something that you find that occurs at all when you're, you know, when you're talking Chroma or playing Chroma, or the Chroma subject comes up, you know, please correct me. Let me know if that's the case. See, I'm asking for it now, so feel free. But yeah, the thing about Chroma is he runs into the same shit as Mesa, right? Like, his one is pretty much Garbo. his one is like definitely like Garbo. You're like, oh, that's not fun at all. Like, it like locks you down and kind of doesn't feel good to use. It doesn't feel powerful to use. His 4, however, now of course his, you know, his 2 and 3, his 2 and 3 are definitely his bread and butter, much like, you know, much like Mesa. Turns Mesa into a tank, turns Chroma into a tank. But his 4, I'm actually really, really fond of. I think I actually dropped one of the mods that I have. I can't remember which mod I dropped, but I dropped one of the mods. I think it might be Primed Vigor. I dropped Primed Vigor for Primed Flow to mod for Effigy, because sometimes Effigy is just fun to use, especially if you're like on like a defense mission or something. You just plop that little sucker down, and then you get to run around and you get to see a little booty. You know, get to see that tuchus. Oh, speaking of that tuchus. Oh no, child tuchus. No, I didn't mean child tuchus. No, we don't want child tuchus. Not here. Not here on the stream. On the on the video. But yeah, so I mean, I won't say that his 4 is like massively uber powerful, but I definitely do enjoy his 4, and it really gives him a different feel when moving into his non-pelted form, I guess we'll call it. And it's kind of cool too, because of the fact that you do lose out on some armor. You do lose out on some armor when you're in his pelted form, right? So you get hit a little bit harder, which can be a little bit scurry, but when you're using rage, you know, when you're using rage to build some energy, it might not even necessarily be a bad idea. And I kind of like it too, because it helps keep effigy fueled, so you can kind of run around and, you know, get your little smack on, get a little smacked around a little bit, because you like it rough and you like it dirty. You can do that and keep effigy fueled. So it's, you know, I think overall it's kind of like a cool little, it's a cool mechanic, and it's a cool trade-off, and it almost helps keep itself going, which I'm very fond of. You know, it's like a little subtle mechanic. It's not telling you how to do it, but it's giving you some encouragement to do it, right? Right? We all like little things like that. And I think overall, I've always kind of been a bit fond of, where is this bastard? Of tanky brawly frames. Like, I love Valkyrie. You know, she made my favorites list several years in a row. Mesa's made my list a whole lot. Even though I wouldn't consider Saren to be like 100% tanky, the girl can definitely take some hits, especially with regenerative molts. She's really good with that as well. I've always liked like Inaros. Inaros is a fantastic frame. Very, very fond of him too. So brawlers have always been my favorite. I just kind of steered away from Chroma because of, you know, all the people who want to control the way you play, even though, you know, they're not the ones playing your character, right? Oh shit. Oh shit, I should have used my air support. I always love that. But yeah, so I don't know, let me know what you guys' experience are about telling you, like, about people telling you how to play your frames. Let me know how you guys feel about tanky frames, because I'm kind of in love with them. I especially like the frames that kind of act as tanks but aren't exactly tanks. In fact, somebody was arguing in the comments that Zephyr could be considered a tanky frame, and I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that, but technically she's more of like a redirection frame. She kind of shields herself, so she's more along the lines of like a Ninja. Not saying that Ninja can't be tanky either. He can be tanky too, and so can Excalibur. I love just kind of getting in there and wading in with all of the enemies and just kind of like punching things in the neck. It makes me, it gets out, it's all of the catharsis that just makes you kind of happy and like ripping into people. And at the end of a long day, it always feels good to be able to stand there and say, look at all these fucking enemies. No, go home, you can't hurt me. And that's kind of my feeling about Chroma and many other frames. Well, I guess not that many other frames. Let me take a look real quick. Let me take a look at some other frames that I may or may not be fond of. Like Wukong. Wukong is tanky. He has the stats to be tanky, but he's also just fucking invisible. Invincible, not invisible. Even though he can go invisible too, as people love to keep pointing out, even though I don't feel like it's true invisibility. Of course, we've got Nidus. Oh, Necros. We're going to be talking about him next video, because actually I was going to cover Necros in Chroma's place, because I really love his mechanics and, you know, all of the intricacies that kind of like go with that as well. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just very fond. Even like Equinox, when she uses her debuff to like reduce enemy damage, like there's just something about waiting in a bunch of enemies that like just gets your endorphins running, and maybe also gets your testosterone running. And maybe that's what it is when people are playing like playing frames like Chroma or Nidus or something like that. Their testosterone's all high and they're like, oh, my Epeen is so massive. But yeah, so let me know how you feel about that side of the community, and have I completely blown it out of proportion? Maybe it's just because I'm more public and a lot of people just want to help me out. Regardless, leave your feels, leave your experiences, leave everything in the comments below, and let's see if somebody ends up breaking my request to not leave any kind of like, don't give me no, like, well, maybe you should swap this out with this. No, I don't want that. I do not want suggestions. I don't want what you would use. You can keep that to yourself. If you got a good Chroma build, be proud. Be proud. If you've got a better Chroma build than I have, that's great. You foster that Epeen. You stroke that Epeen. You enjoy that Epeen. Anyway, I will let you guys go, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.